Welcome to Movie Mining with Nardi and Phil. I'm Phil.
I am Nardi. What's up?
And, this is our first episode of Movie Mining. Pretty generic title. So if you're
Explain
wondering
it
what
to
we're
him.
doing, we're going to explain it real quick. Pretty much each week, maybe more than once a week, we haven't decided yet. We're going to go in. We're going to find a movie on Netflix that nobody's really ever heard of. Movie that nobody's seen. We're going based on Nardi and I have never heard of the movie once.
Not a single
And we're going to
time,
sit down.
anywhere, at any moment. Completely random. Fully blind.
Completely random. Completely random. We went, Nardi found 5 movies. He said, let's watch one of these. We picked the name just because the name sounded cool. And that's where we are today. So we're going to talk about the 2015 Mickey Keating film, Darling.
Dude.
Nardi, what did you think of Darling?
It was insane, dude. It was actually insane. It was I thought it was going to be everything I wanted it to be. I thought it was going to be the movie of all movies, just the way it started, ridiculous music, those crazy black and white shots of the city. And then honestly, it got pretty awful till like the last 20 minutes. I actually think I fell asleep a little bit because of how slow it was.
Oh no, man! Oh no, you're a big fan of slow horror, so this is not good.
Dude, it was just walking around the house for a good half an hour, doing nothing but walking around the house.
But I thought she was good. She could actually act. I want to draw attention to one thing. This movie starred Lauren Ashley Carter, who actually was very, very good in it. Looks like she's like straight out of like what's that? The Tim Burton movie that I can't think of the name of for some reason. I had it in my head and it went away as soon as we went live. What's the name of the movie?
Frankenweenie?
No, not Frankenweenie. Thanks, though. No, it's the live action one. It might not even be.
Oh, Alice in Wonderland. Dude, I have no idea.
Sure, we'll go with that for now. It's definitely not Alice in Wonderland. What's the Johnny Depp movie? Is it even Tim Burton? Am I making that up? The Johnny Depp, Chloe Moretz is in it. Is that even Tim Burton? Are we already screwing this up?
What you're talking about? It's all good.
Oh my God, you're killing me.
No, look. It was pretty obvious
Johnny Depp
from the very beginning that whoever this Mickey Keating guy is, he just picked this lady for her bulbous eyes, dude. Just so he could show the camera on her bulbous eyes. That's all I could think about when I was watching this lady walk around.
Dude, but she was like really good with the facial expressions. Like I thought she was pretty good in this. Like I really did. She Dark Shadows. Thank you. Dark Shadows. She looks like she's straight out of Dark Shadows. That's what I was going for. She was good in it. The thing was, I completely agree with you. They walked around the house and they set the tone pretty well. It's just like, dude, here's what I want to talk about. Lauren Ashley Carter was the lead in this. Did you notice that Sean Young was in it?
I don't know who Sean Young is.
Of Blade Runner fame.
What? Who?
Yes.
Who in Blade Runner?
The lady whose house it is. Oh, in Blade Runner, she's the one who she like has like the crust or whatever. I've seen Blade Runner 3 times. I still don't like it, so don't ask me.
Yeah,
but
we'll talk about that another time. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, I had no idea.
But yeah, Sean Young. Yeah.
Is that how they got funding?
So she was the
Did she write the thing?
Did everything. I have no idea.
Dude. There was so much wrong, man. That lady's acting, if you're talking about the old lady, it was so bad.
And that's Sean Young.
That was so bad. That was crazy bad.
They speak 10 minutes in the entire hour and 15 minutes of this movie. And awful.
I really liked the end. I didn't understand the Screamo music. I mean, they were trying to infuse some funny games style in there, but dude, between the Screamo music and then the random chapters, like it was a Quentin Tarantino movie, and then everything else, dude.
The chapters didn't even make sense.
They made absolutely no sense. Was that house supposed to be haunted?
See, that's where I got totally confused. I mean, are we like when we sit here and we review these for our numerous viewers right now, are we actually telling them the entire movie how it played out or no? Because that phone call near the end of the movie made absolutely no sense.
Dude, I don't think they're gonna watch it anyway. 2, I don't even care if they do. That phone call was awful.
Here's my thing. I would say with this movie, this is a solid movie for it's 1 a.m. You and
Right.
your friends are sitting around. Nobody knows what they want to watch. And I think that this is exactly what our purpose is. This movie is perfect for it's 1 a.m. You're a little drunk, or you're whatever substances you want to use. You're a little of that.
Right,
and
right.
and you're like, you know what? Let's watch a movie that nobody's ever seen. And I guarantee you, nobody in your friend group has ever seen this. So, and it's really, some people will fall asleep and other people will be a little creeped out.
Dude, it was creepy. It was definitely extra slow. Definitely some you know what it kind of reminded me of at the end? What the heck? Edgar Allan Poe, the Telltale Heart or whatever, when she like goes back and like revisits the body in the bathtub like 4 times. You know what I'm talking about? Like that was the best part of the movie. That was the creepiest part of the movie when like I don't know, the dude is just sitting there dead in the tub and she just keeps going back. That was cool.
Spoilers.
Dude, whatever, man. Watch the movie. Definitely watch the movie. You ever see the movie The Guest? Phil?
I don't know.
I
don't know. I'm trying to think of who's in it.
Dude, it's like kind of another unknown movie, but it's like kind of like an homage to like 80s style, and it like marketed itself as like a thriller. But me and a couple friends watched it, dude. It like turned into this crazy spy, insane. It was bad, dude. But this kind of reminded me of that because I thought it was a romance movie going in.
You thought Darling was gonna be a romance.
Dude, I was expecting like something really sappy. I had no idea.
The poster is black and white of her like with like a syringe in her hand or something, or like a knife. I don't even know what's in her hand.
Dude, I thought it was deep. I thought they were trying to be deep. Like, oh, black and white, like love is tearing them apart. I don't know, man. I didn't even read the description.
That was our thing. We don't want to read the descriptions before we go into it. We just want to sit down and watch this movie as blind as possible, as if a friend just said, watch this movie. I'm not telling you anything about it. And I thought, this movie, the first thing you see in it is, warning, this contains flashing lights and hallucinatory images.
Dude, it was just one really long student film, man. What about those boobs? What about those tits, dude? That was insane.
Oh my God.
Twice.
I was twice, and I was so confused as to why they actually put that into here.
There was no reason. Absolutely no reason.
There was no reason. I mean, because like she like was losing her mind the entire time. I mean, there was really no reason except like, hey, look, now there's boobs in the movie. I don't know, man. I really don't know. It was all right. I don't hate it as much as you did. But yeah. I think I was just more surprised as to what the movie Darling was. I just, like you said, you thought it was a romance. I just wasn't expecting it to be a black and white movie with like 6 lines of dialogue. And like you said, a chick with huge eyes just walking around screaming at things. I mean, there were some pretty crazy edits in this movie that were actually like intense. Like they actually did do pretty well with some of the editing.
Yeah. When, spoiler alert, when a certain stabbing happens, my jaw was dropped. My jaw was actually dropped. That part was crazy. But dude, this guy got into South by Southwest. Is that what you were telling me?
Yeah, I think not for this movie, for another one. I think it was called Pod. I never saw it. I mean, I'd never heard of the guy until this movie. But supposedly, like, he's been making horror movies for like a little while, and they get well received by like critics. It was actually well received by critics. I think like the AV Club gave it a 4 out of 5.
Gave a Pod or Darling?
Just like Darling.
Dude, that's crazy. AV Club, really? I don't know, man. After watching that movie, I thought I could make this.
Yeah, AV Club's.
I thought this movie gets on.
Well, that's the thing, though, and that's one of those movies. Is that one of those movies that frustrates you as somebody, if you want to make movies, that you sit there and you're like, I could have made this, but he made it first, and now it's been done?
Oh, man.
I mean, granted, this story's been done 8 million times, but still.
Is this libelous, what my logo says now?
Yes, that's our first lawsuit. Thanks, man. Thanks.
Dude, I honestly feel like I don't know, man. Give me $20,000. We could have made that movie, but it was good. It was all right.
It was good. You just ripped it apart for a half hour, and now you're going to sit here and say it's good.
It was decent, man. I don't know. I enjoyed
You should have led
parts of
with
it.
that.
What?
You should have led with it was decent because with here's a flaming pile of crap, and now you're trying to say it's good.
I got nothing, man. I enjoyed parts of it, man. That's my whole point. I enjoyed parts of it. Some of it felt a little forced, but hey, man, Darling, man.
Isn't that what like most little student films are though? I mean, isn't that what they are? I mean, you know what this reminded me of? And I know we said like, yo, we're not going to talk about anything from our. This reminded me of Midnight Snack.
Oh yeah,
A little short film that we made that was 3 minutes long, literally walking around my house in black and white, following one character who just ends up dying. Like that's literally the entire movie, and that's what this felt like. Except this was an hour and 20 minutes.
Can you explain to me what that guy was? Did he rape her or something? What happened with that? What was that? Was she just going crazy?
I don't know. I thought that guy was going to be like the devil or something. Like I thought that was like actually going to be. I guess she just went crazy. I think this was like trying to be like a little like Polanski-ish, like
Definitely,
with like Rosemary's Baby like
in
things.
the 60s, I'm pretty sure. They were definitely going for that.
Yeah. Yeah, like it definitely had like a Polanski feel, except like Polanski had payoff. This really didn't have much of like a like you said, that guy, like, okay, I mean whatever, and like hey.
It totally had a payoff, man. That's Screamo music. That was the payoff.
Big fan of Screamo music, huh?
Just classical music the whole way through, and out of nowhere it just screams. It was nice.
Yeah. I mean, it was like trying to think what else I could compare Darling to. I mean, it just reminds me of Polanski. Like he over stylized it. It did, and I know you like one movie way more than the other, but this did have a House of the Devil thing to it, man. Like very slow, very just like I mean, House of the Devil has 20 minutes of her walking in a house too.
Yeah, but at least she's walking along to some 80s
that
music,
movie is
man.
God.
At least she has that Walkman thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
This chick was just like screaming bloody murder when nothing was actually happening to her.
That's where I kept getting confused. Every time she laid down in bed, she just starts screaming, and I'm like, okay, maybe she's got like some serious night terrors or something.
Dude, she like opened that door and then like screamed like 7 times and then was like completely calm and just walked away. You know what I'm talking about? She like breaks.
Which one was it? Was that at the end?
Yeah. She like breaks in with the knife.
I did like that he didn't show that. I kind of cool. Now that we've just spoiled the entire movie, I mean, here it is. I like that he thought that was kind of cool because, like, I didn't know what I was going to see. And I'm kind of happy that he was just like, yeah, you see whatever you think you're going to see.
Dude, I was expecting just a room full of, like, dead bodies. That's what I was expecting.
Well, and there's the other thing. You got Sean yelling, oh, don't go in there. It has to stay locked at all times. And then like they open it and it's like, why did it have to stay locked at all times? And I'm not nitpicking this. I just want to know why it had to stay locked at all times.
Yo, can we just give a quick shout out? Just really quick. Shout out to our one loyal viewer, Eric Charette. I don't know. I went on the YouTube page. Still just one viewer. I know it's him. So what's up, buddy?
Yeah. Well, it says one watching. Yeah, dude. As we go along, we're gonna have millions of followers. But yeah, you can comment on these videos too, and we could like read out the comments. If somehow Eric Shred, our one viewer, has watched Darling, then yeah,
comment now.
Comment now. I don't know, man. I'm like, I hope that this doesn't turn into every time we watch this, we just find another horror movie that tries to out-stylize every other horror movie that's ever been made. Oh, how much did the one cop look like William H. Macy?
Oh my god, that was insane. What was that story the other cop was trying to tell him? Like that part had absolutely no bearing on anything else. I think they hired that guy because he looked like William H. Macy. He had to have.
I thought it was William H. Macy. I was like, William H. Macy's in this movie. Like, how did this happen?
It wasn't
William H. Macy.
No, No, not even close.
But it was crazy when he first appears on screen with like his hat on. I'm like, oh my god, Sean Young and William H Macy. Oh man,
So is this did we mine for gold, dude? Is this like the best movie you've seen this week?
the best movie. It's the only movie I've seen this week. So yeah, I'll give it the best movie I've seen this week. It's also the worst movie I've seen this week. It's the only one I saw this week. I'm just like, it's not gold. And it's not like a lump of coal, you know? It's like it's somewhere in between. Like we found like bronze somewhere, and it was like, hey, we could take this back and we could get like an ear of corn for this, and we'll be good. Like, you know, are you gonna get like rich off this thing? No, but like at the same time, like your family's not gonna. No.
Would you have paid money to watch this movie?
Depends how much. I wouldn't have paid like $12 or $15 at a movie theater. No.
Dude, let's get this guy
I
on the
wouldn't.
show.
I wouldn't have walked out again now that you just called us decent after calling it crap. Yeah, let's get him on. I'm sure he's gonna love you. I don't know. It's like would I have wanted my money back? No. It's not like Lady in the Water where you're just like, oh my god, I'm gonna bash my skull into something. Like this needs to end. But I don't know. Like it's like I don't know. Compare it to something, Nardi. Give me something to compare this movie to.
That guy, you froze on me, buddy.
I froze on you. No, we finally had our first lag. There it was.
There it is.
Give me something to compare this thing to. What would you compare this thing to?
Dude, I actually did have a lot of different elements in there, man. There's definitely some Hitchcock with like the fetishization of the eyes. Definitely some House of the Devil, Ty West in there. Like I said, some Edgar Allan Poe type themes, but just one movie to compare it to, dude, it has to be, you already hit the nail on the head, man. Rosemary's Baby, for sure. That's what they were going for. The slow burn.
I meant compare it to
60s
something
horror.
in like real life.
Oh.
So that if like somebody hadn't seen any of those movies, they could, yeah, I get that. I don't know if my coal gold thing was exactly a for people that didn't live through the 1800s, you know?
So you want me to sculpt out a metaphor of what this movie is? I don't really know what you're asking me right now.
Yeah, dude. Tell everybody what this was. I'll put you on the spot.
All right. This movie is like when you go to the DMV and you're already expecting it to be of a certain thing, but now there's no line, so you're like, okay, this is pretty sweet. And then you get up there and the lady asks you if you're going to register to vote, and you're like, oh, I haven't thought about this. I'll register to vote. So then you register as Democrat, and then you hand it in, and the lady gives you like a death stare, and you're like, oh, she hates Democrats. That ruined the whole DMV trip. And then you get your picture taken, and it actually looks pretty good. That's it. That's the movie.
I have no idea. Even a little bit of a clue as to what that meant. Not even a little bit.
I expected it to be absolutely terrible. It turned out to be pretty decent, but sometimes hit my expectations.
So now are you going to go into every one of these just wanting it or expecting it to be terrible? Is that what's going to happen?
Nah,
or do you just
dude.
expect it to be terrible because Netflix gave you a 1-star rating for what is Netflix?
See, that's the issue.
Ratings.
That's the issue. I'm going to start trying to find these movies not on my own account because I can't go in with that type of bias, even if it's small, man. Netflix giving me those stars is going to mess me up.
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, because I went into this completely open-minded. I didn't even see how many stars it gave it. Probably because you just said, hey, which movie? And I was just like, yo.
Yeah.
Darling.
Dude, next week or whenever you create the list, then I'll pick one out of the list.
Yeah, we'll do that, and it'll be cool. But anybody who's keeping track at home, just with I'm just going to spit out a couple facts about Darling here. It has a 5.5 on IMDb from 860 voters, which means like 860. That's not very many. But it has like I think it says 60. Where'd it go? I had it. I think it has 68% on Rotten Tomatoes. So like critics liked it for like the few, I guess, who saw it. I guess it was probably pretty cool to see it like a festival. I could see this being like a cool like midnight movie at a festival.
Dude, definitely. It definitely had the tone. My jaw was dropped a few times. I think I just needed to sit a little bit more, to be honest with you. Like you had a couple days rest on the thing. I just watched it last night. I think I'm still recovering, to be honest.
Yeah. maybe you should just like maybe we should just like on Denardi's clock. We'll just sit around for like weeks at a time so that you can let everything sink in before you're ready to talk.
Oh, come on, man. Nah, just a couple days. Just a day or two. It was solid.
That was your choice. I like the Titanic VHS that keeps peeking out. It's classy. Nice. Titanic VHS, yeah. Well, I mean, that's really all there is to say about Darling. I mean, am I gonna go watch this guy's other movie? Maybe. I mean, I might be interested to see Pod since that's like the first one that got him, like made him exist. So I might be curious about that. But like, I don't think I'm running out and being like, "Yo, I got to see this movie." Like, I got to see all this guy's movies.
Dude, we're getting him on the show. He's gonna love us.
He's gonna spit on you. He's gonna pull what this chick pulls and just stab you to death and saw your butt. That whole sawing scene, the teeth getting pulled. That was cool. Definitely cringeworthy.
Yeah. That was sweet. That part was sweet. Do we have like a score system on here, or do we just like that was it?
I mean, I'd say like to me that was like a 2.5 stars out of 4. Like I could say that, right? Or like 2.5 nuggets. Is that what you want to call them?
Yeah, dude. Bro, I give it. You know what? 2.5 nuggets, dude. That's a nice score. Let's give it that 2.5 nugs. Dude, can we?
You're gonna give it 2.5 too? You definitely weren't gonna give it 2.5.
Dude, I'm all talk. I talk hate, but then the score reflects my respect for the filmmaking.
You're a movie critic. You could actually be a movie critic where you just say like, "This is the worst thing I've ever seen." A-. Like, or it's your favorite thing you've ever seen. But there was that one scene where the guy clipped this. What was that?
I said I accept that, man. I accept my inconsistency. Continue.
No, I was just gonna say that's like the A-. Like everybody with like the Night Of. I don't know who's watching the Night Of right now, if you're even watching it, but like everybody's like, "This is the greatest thing ever." But man, he has eczema, and I don't like that. D. Like it's so stupid. Like,
what is the Night Of?
Like love it. And there's one. The Night Of, the HBO show. Oh God, dude.
Oh no, I have no idea what that is.
Wow, and that is why you should never take Nardi seriously.
Dude, I'm sorry. Is that who's in it? Is John Turturro in that? Is that what we're talking about?
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
No, okay. I think
literally every time. All of the reviews for that show are like, "This is fantastic, but man, I still don't understand why his feet have eczema." A-. And it's like, wait, you couldn't have just given it an A? That really bothered you so much that you had to like knock it down? Just because he has eczema and you don't understand it yet? Like, that's why you had to knock it down? Is that really necessary? So, like, now anytime a character has, like, a trait that's, like, some sort of deformity or something that isn't necessarily obvious to what the movie is, grade. Forrest Gump, 4 stars. But, man, I didn't really like the whole fact that, like, he had something wrong with him. 3.5. Like...
Dude, that just goes in the face of, tolerance and acceptance, man. These critics, dude, it's hate. That's hate.
Yeah. It's hate crime against people with eczema.
And I have eczema, dude. I'm offended. I'm triggered. I'm serious, dude. So now if I'm in a movie
gonna start losing my mind.
It goes down a grade.
If you draw attention to your eczema. Yeah, if you draw attention to the fact that you have eczema, yeah, absolutely. It goes down a grade. Because
they tell you to make characters with flaws, but if it's not the right flaw, you're beat.
Well, because it's like a flaw that's like not directly related to everybody's story right now, so it's bothering him. So like, wait, but we don't know how this ties in. It's like it might never tie in, but he has eczema. Like, what do you want them to do about it?
It just adds another little detail or window into the dude's life. I'm very confused that's if you're being honest, if that's why these critics hated it so much or gave it less of a grade.
I'm being there's like entire threads dedicated to why does John Turturro have eczema? What does this mean? I'm not kidding.
Dude, blame the industry, man. You set everybody up, so there always has to be a payoff for every little tiny thing that happens. And now you just throw eczema in there with no payoff, and then people go nuts. The point is, the dude has eczema.
There could be a payoff. We're 4 episodes in.
Dude.
Yeah, exactly.
He's like a lawyer,
and we're
right?
4 episodes in, there's 4 left.
He's a lawyer defending a dude. You tell me how eczema is going to come into play in that story in a big way. How is that possibly going to pay off?
It's not. I mean, unless it turned out that the other guy had eczema and that's why he's on trial for murder, which it clearly is not. I mean, I don't under. I'm just saying. So he has eczema, and like that pisses everybody off.
Dude, some things need to just be in there. You know what, dude? You've inspired me. 3 nuggets, darling.
You're gonna give it 3 nuggets.
Higher than you, dude.
You're giving it a higher rating than me, and I came into this saying it was pretty good, and you came into it saying that it was not good.
Mickey Keating, 3 nuggets, babe. Get on this show. Dude, it was all right. 3 nugs.
It really is. I'm telling you, it's like really like it's a good midnight movie. Like this is something that I would watch with my friends. And like if we got done watching, I'd be like, okay. Like we could sit here and nitpick every little detail about it.
Right.
But like, yeah, we just wanted to watch a movie late at night. And instead of scrolling through Netflix for an hour and a half, now you have us. You can sit there and say, you know what? Let's watch Darling. It comes highly recommended. It went from 1 nugget to 3 in the matter of 20 minutes.
Yeah,
like,
dude, and a plus side, if you're one of those people who cares, is that this chick does not have eczema. Watch it. She's eczema free, man.
She's eczema free, yeah, which is a positive. She might be crazy, but she doesn't have eczema, and therefore, it's a better payoff than the night of so far.
Yeah, just real quick before we wrap it up, was that the dude character in that, whoever, Henry Sullivan or whatever, was he like an actual good person? Because like, even he was weird, man. I don't think we touched on him.
We didn't touch on him. He had that whole like that bar scene where like she picks him up. He is that total like, hey, I'm not here to like get girls and like I would never go home with a girl, but like he totally has like that rapist vibe. Where it's yo, I'm still going to buy you like just straight shots of gin and like let you down them and like I'm going to drag you out of here by your hair. Like he was definitely a creep. And he's not like the one you want to bring home to mom, I feel like. He was weird.
Yeah, that pretty much sums it up, man. I guess I was looking for some answers, but hey, man, sometimes there's no answers. Sometimes there's just eczema, and that's the lesson I've learned today.
That's the lesson you've learned. So I guess that's going to be it for Darling. Next week, we'll do something, and it's going to be a different movie, and it's going to be cool, and maybe we'll talk about eczema. Maybe the main character of this movie will have eczema. Who knows? Maybe we'll get that lucky that we'll actually find a movie that properly –
We want eczema with payoff, Phil, and if that's what the market wants, I will feed that market.
Yeah, send me the script that's going to have eczema with payoff. And, yeah, we'll see next time. But, yeah, until then, go watch Darling. See if you like it. I mean, maybe you won't.
Leave some comments. Let us know if we're stupid, pretty much.
Yeah, if you're watching, leave comments. We'd love to hear from you. We'll read out your comments. We could definitely read out your comments on the next one. Maybe we'll do like a mini recap of last week on movie mining with Nardi and Phil, and you might get read. So maybe leave a comment if you actually watched Darling. If you didn't watch it, you know what? You could just lie to us and say you did and just go with something we talked about. And you know what? We would never know. We will
read it.
Because that's just the kind of guys.
Good stuff, man.
There's the silence.
Darling, babe. Darling.
You got anything else, Nardi? He dropped off. Until then, until next time.